Man, I woke up today. It was just such a bad night, and I ended up going away on the couch. I couldn't take being in my bed anymore, and the whole my oxygen doesn't reach down that far. So I ended up finally passing out, but like I woke up with like in my chest. But anyways, uh, I really don't think it will be long to get off this. But anyways, so today I kind of want to talk about what I've been going through for I think over about a month now, which really is just a period of mourning. You know, I'm really starting to take the namesake of the dying logs seriously, and just put out stuff that is painful and difficult to put out. I was inspired by Ian, in a way, from Tim Cass and his previous work. You always gotta be partially inspired by someone for something to be good. Again, there's always exceptions, but mostly. So it's hard to say, but like I said, it's just well, you know, I've been mourning, and from the jump, I just knew that I needed God in my life. I had been praying every day. I've been struggling with this concept for so long, and finally it was like the preacher said, you just came to me. And ever since, I both felt this morning and this empowerment that no matter what happens, I will be on the right side and will do good. And that means eventually having a family and just being a strong man and really going to my full potential when it comes to building and making sure that, you know, everything is provided for. Because that is my goal at the end of the day. The highest purpose is family. I've seen it over and over in children. And unfortunately, we're not protecting the children, but that's another post. But whatever happens, that's what I want. You know, I for that to be possible, it works out because I go after my dreams. I build. That's the way to make the most money possible. I know. It's not a job. I've known this since I was young. I've seen what I can do, and it doesn't matter if the internet is changing. There's always a way. If you're special, like I said, I think if you're pure, I think that will actually help you make more money in the long run. I really do. But definitely not if you're not. It won't make you make more money in the long run if you're at a corporate job or such and such. That's for sure. So, but I don't know why I keep going just video it still just feels off. It still doesn't feel normal. Though I really like just doing it straight from the phone, looking right at myself. It makes me feel more comfortable. And it kind of gives to the aesthetic of, these are logs. These are just pure from the heart. Not, I literally do these in one take every time. Like every single time it's been in one take. And that's why it's so rambling. Like I said, my brain is already horrible. But I want to do it, and that's it. So this post that I just wrote, it came to me, and I think it's very powerful. And as I mourn, I just, the most important thing of mourning, the most important thing of overcoming the things like vices and things like just wilding out, you know, that there's no excuse for, is to say you're sorry. To say you're sorry and to know that you're changed. Because sorry doesn't mean anything if you haven't changed, obviously. But, so I would just have to say I'm truly, truly sorry. And that goes all the way down to, say, screaming at my dad, getting fights with my dad while 19. Like, I discussed this a lot with this man at rehab, and we one of the staff, he was great, and just, man, I know that counseling is going to be very powerful, and luckily I'm gonna can get into that for free, and not medication. Like I said, I am done with all drugs, including steroids. I just don't need it. I had to use steroids because of the Crohn's got so bad, sometimes for months, and now I literally can't take it because it was giving me psychosis after like 10 days. And then I was in that when the worst event of my life happened, and God, I just wished I handled it so much better. I think about it. Ever since it happened, I've thought about it every day, and I'm so sorry that there's so much pain. I wanted to fix the pain so bad, and I got distracted, and the polar opposite sometimes happens. And at least that's how it resulted. Just these diseases are so hard to deal with. It's just, I saw it destroy my parents' marriage, and it destroys most people around them, friendships. It takes everything if it's severe. I understand people can only take that so much. I've been trying to heal so hard, and when I couldn't, it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad that I couldn't be who I wanted to be for everyone. I just went down, and I just couldn't stop thinking about death. I just watched this one French movie by Agnès Varda, who, by the way, you've got to check out. She's a photographer, and she made her first movie. She's unbelievable genius. But what I'm talking about is and she even has a modern movie, Vagabond, that's amazing. See, this is how my brain works, right? Just even in times of emotion, I'm still I'm trying to calm down. Well, I watched this movie called Cleo, and I just let it speak for itself. But the woman is. I'll have to give a full explanation of it, but basically it looks like she is. It's implied that she very, very, very much will die. She meets this man that kind of reflects finally someone that sees her for her, and it's so beautiful in itself. And these foreign films, man, they just show it's not necessarily a narrative. It's much more like real life, as art should be. Art should be pure. It should be the most pure honest showing of life, and through images of film I found to be so powerful. That's one of my loves in this life. But I would just watch that movie over and over, when my spouse was asleep often, and just think, when we had problems, all I could think about was dying alone. I just can't realize how narcissistic I've been without how people around me needed me to help with their hurt, and the focus is always on me, as this disease does, but not any longer. If I ever do go back to being with someone, it will have to be when I'm healed, because it can't work any longer. And it has to be with me making enough money to actually, be significant and help. And then that's just the start, and then grow from there and be the sole provider, of course, which is I firmly believe in. I firmly believe in in the differences between man and woman. Firmly. That has to be with my, partner, whoever, Well, like I said, I've been in mourning, but I've been in, like I said, I'm really not trying to be, I'm so lucky. It's just, I'm so unlucky too. And mostly I talk about the unlucky things here, and hopefully, and tomorrow I'm gonna do a lighter video, but it's just like, man, in that hospital stay, and then the surgery afterwards, luckily we figured out the problem and fixed it. It's such a miracle, but God, it was hard, and stuff was not getting better, and I was just lying there and lying there and lying there. And these stupid opiates. And I just thought and contemplated on everything. I had such a long time to just do it. That's all I did. Went through multiple ERs, went through rehab, went through the hospital for a long time. It was in jail. And the whole time I just contemplated. And the whole time my love grew for this life, for everyone in it. And like I said, I just went through all of my mistakes. I'm so sorry for any evil. So much of the evil is drugs and just out of control. Like, it hurt people. And there are times when I just thought that I was standing up for myself, and now I realize that life is so short. People, like, go at you or this and that, or even your family, like, they're hurting, and you have to get the context of who they are and what they've done, what they've brought into the world. Like, I have so much more respect for my elders now. I was that exact opposite for so long, exact opposite. But it's like, if, like I say, a mother, father has brought life into this world and did great at raising children. If there's context there, if I feel like they wronged me, I should be able to step aside and be like, that's okay. And what does going back do? Nothing. There are definitely times when you need to stand up for yourself. and your beliefs. But I realize now that so much of my quote standing up was just getting hurt and putting hurt back. And that is completely pointless and completely opposite to how I want to live in this world. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that through my whole life, everything I've heard, and God, I need counseling, and I'm getting counseling, and I'm figuring out how I need to maneuver. And I will keep mourning until I just, because through this hurt and through this looking at myself so hard and just talking to God, or just day after day, hour after hour, writing, it's changing me so much. I will never go back to who I was. The good parts of the old me before really the bladder condition just messed me up, or and for a while I was strong with it, but then when it just seemed hopeless, I just slowly but surely sank into a sunken place, and it just didn't seem like I would ever get out. And it's just, I didn't handle it like a man. It makes me sick so much. It makes me sick. But that's why I call it mourning, because you feel sick. You have to feel that everyone has done evil. Everyone has stuff to apologize. Everyone has stuff where they thought so different. They thought things were so different, and they look back and realize with greater wisdom and perspective that they were wrong. They didn't even know it. Maybe they even thought that, like in my case, was right. I just don't want to hurt no one anymore. That, like I said, you have to stand up. That, like I said, it goes back to the Christ figure that is misunderstood, that he just take things. No, he was a man, but he knew when to forgive and when he had to stand up. And he knew when sometimes you just have to look at people and say, and just say nothing, and let it pass through you, and don't take the hurt personally. He said we are all hurting. Sometimes we pass that hurt to other people. Won't do that. I'm trying so hard not to do that anymore. And if people do pass it on to me, it's like a lot of times it's just time for some understanding. I think my mom has taught me a lot about that. She's been, it's hard to put it into words, but that's what I've been doing. I'm definitely not saying I'm void of happiness, and hope, and plans, especially for making money. I want to make money when I'm feeling horrible again. I used to do that, but I was so hopeless. I'm like, what's the point? Why would I push myself to do these things if I'm just have no hope of getting out of these health conditions? I'm in such a bad state with this health condition where I'm gonna go force myself now. Why the hell would I do that? Why wouldn't I just use this time? Why would I add pain? Because they're suffering to our work and such and such. Why would I add to my suffering? Why would I make things harder when things were already so hard? And that is the opposite philosophy of what I used to be. I wanted to make things harder. I did. I always did. And I've lost that. And now I have realized that that was a huge, huge loss. It could have changed everything that alone. It could have changed everything that alone. I know that me having walling in pain affected the people close to me. If they had seen me doing that instead, like I should, if I want to even I will call myself someone who wants to be a leader and don't even do that. As a result, my suffering rubs off on them when I could have been, and then it results in horrible consequences. And I make things worse by getting addicted. It's just a nightmare that I have created. I realize now I was blaming so much when I should have been blaming myself. If you want to be an average person, if you want to be just a weak person, then blame. And I thought I would never reach that level. And I didn't even realize it. But now I do. Everything is just coming into place. Everything I've learned just so much. Because I knew so much already. It was just about moving the blinders. It was about going to God. It changed everything. It's changed me so much. You see how real this shit is? This is the dying log. Because I call it the dying logs because I still have to die off so much and be reborn as a pure soul, as a person that does things right. It's time to do things right, you know?